So in just like any other examples that we did in the first week, the first thing that we are supposed to do is that we are trying to set our default value for each assignment that we're working on. So the first thing that we're going to do is that, as it mentioned here, it says that we have to supposed to change the unit of the drawing to engineering and setting up the limits and the layers. So let's start opening up a new AutoCAD file, and let's set our units and limits to whatever specified in this exercise. So I'm gonna go open up a new AutoCAD file, and I'm gonna change the unit. And right now the unit is supposed to be an engineering, and for the precision I want you to go for the 4-digit precision. Okay, so I set the drawing units for engineering and the precision for 4 digits. I'm gonna press OK for that. Alright, the next thing I have to set for this assignment is the limits. So as you can see, the limit says -10 feet, and it's supposed to go 132 feet to 102 feet. Okay, so let's get back here to this AutoCAD file, and we're gonna set our settings, limits, find the limits, and for the first corner, it's supposed to be -10 feet, and comma, and -10 feet. All right, the upper corner, I'm gonna put 132 and comma, and as you can see, I made a mistake. I forgot to basically adding the feet. So in order to not running this whole command and getting back to this first inputs, what I can do is that pressing tab. So by pressing tab, I can go back and forth between these two inputs that I have here. So I'm gonna get back to this inputs and then change this one to feet, again comma, and I'm gonna go with 102 feet for the second one. Okay, so now the unit is set. And the second thing I want to change on this assignment, I'm gonna go and change adding the layers that I have. So 2 layers is specified in this assignment. One is the objects, the other one is the text. And I want you to do something else in addition to these 2. And I want you to create another layer for your title block. The title block basically is the one border that you draw in your drawing set around the drawings that you create. So let's go ahead and then hitting on the layer properties in order to bring the all the layer list. Right now you only have the 0, you just don't have the base, but I put the base. The reason is that I want to follow the lines, that contour lines in this assignment, so it's going to be closer to whatever assignment is. I drew it before, but we're going to go over that later. Alright, so let's start and create 3 different layers. Our first layer, I'm going to call it objects. And for the color, I will go with something like maybe this color, 100 240. I like that color, so I'm going to change that one to this color. Since all the things that we're going to see in this assignment is from the elevation, all the contours line and like a border, the property line, I'm going to use this default and I'm going to put it in somewhere in between, maybe 0.25 millimeter. Then I have another layer. The another layer is gonna be my text layer, and this time for the text layer I'm gonna use another color, maybe something 103, gonna be a little good. Yeah, I'm gonna keep the 103. And since I created when I was on the object, the layer size is gonna be the same lightweight. I'm gonna use a little bit less thicker than what I have for the object. So I'm going to click on that, and the last thing I want to create is the title block. So I'm going to go with the title block, and I'm going to change the color of title block to something blue, and I'm going to keep it the same line weight as my drawing. Okay, so all set with the layers. Let's move on for the next step.